Hello, Braves country. It's Coach Ken Anderson, coming to Hardcore Braves. Got my man Andrew Davison on here. How you doing on a Tuesday with an evil empire in town?
I'm doing well, Ken. A little nervous for this series as we haven't been playing well, but we always play up against the Dodgers, and I think hopefully this team's ready to go. How are you?
Doing good. Road trip was rough, but as we said going into the Brewers series, if we somehow finished the trip 2-2 and got out of there, we'd probably take it. The sweep against the Twins will be the low light of the year, just because it just went everything went wrong. Hitting went wrong. Matt also went in the slump, which he can do. I mean, guys, he can go in a slump for us. I mean, he's been a horse. He's gonna have a bad week. What I did like, Andrew, and I hadn't got your comments. I have the rest of them. A friend of mine, right, who's really connected with the Braves, said that they looked tight, and he thought going to the Little League uh, World Series game, it may be the best thing to happen. They can see how kids play the game, play with fun. I thought that's what they did. Sunday night, they looked like they were energized. They just had fun. They were laughing again. They won a good ball game over the best record in baseball. Um, and to your point, I think they may loosen up and play well against the Dodgers. What were your thoughts just coming out of the trip? How they played Sunday?
Um, I thought they, like you said, played really loose Sunday night, and I believe that this team needed something like that to be around those kids and kind of just be out there and smile. I mean, you saw Brewer Hicklin and Brent Suter going down the slides looked out there. It looked like they themselves can be a kid again. I thought that was so needed. I don't think anyone had more fun during that game and before the game than the ultimate superstar of both of the Brewers and the Braves than Ronald Acuna Jr. I mean, he looked like a 5-year-old out there, and hopefully that just loosens up the entire team, just to have a lot of nice and smiles and ready to go. But I enjoyed. I was on vacation this past weekend, and we were at a restaurant and we were able to watch the game, and they looked a lot better than they did at any point in the past 2 weeks.
I agree. It was fun to watch Matt Olson get smoked by that one kid. That was fun. Yeah, I agree. They just look. Manny Mike talked about it after the game. They just remember what the game's about. The other thing that was really good is they've got their number two pitcher. Tyler Bali is absolute stud. He throws up here. I know y'all keep waiting for the bottom to fall out. 4 starts is enough to show that whatever Jeremy Hefner saw and told AA he could fix with pitch mix works. He has just spit on the curve. He spit on the slider. He thought it once in a while. It's splitter, fastball, come hit it. He didn't even have his best stuff Sunday. He had to grind through his getting into the sixth inning. And if it wasn't for a fluke play, he might have got through six. The double play where Vaughn kind of ran into the grass. That is a legal play, guys. That's how you're taught to do it. And Matt just happened to hit him. But Tyler Molly could be really savior when we get to the postseason because he looks like he could be the real deal.
Yeah, and that would be a um, really good thing for this Braves pitching staff. And it gives me confidence as an ex baseball player having two veterans, quality veterans. Now, we have the superstar in Sale, and then Malley, who's pitched in the postseason multiple times with the Twins and the Rangers. And now he's a quality veteran. And his stuff has been so good since he came off the injured list when he was still with San Francisco, to where his stuff is going to play. And with the extra velocity that he'll have from adrenaline in the postseason, that fastball maybe being around 93, 94 now, will play about 95, 96. And I'm really confident and with Tyler Malley if he's going to be our number two starter for the postseason. And the way he's proven to pitch so far, I think the Braves could even feel like he could have a little bit of a longer leash than some of the other arms in our starting rotation in October. How do you think about that?
I do. And the one thing that I really like about Tyler, I didn't realize until we got him here how competitive he is. He's almost Chris Sale like. I mean, he is into it, talking to teammates. He's got a lot of fire. I like that about him. And I watched him in the dugout talking with Grant and Bryce and all them. I think he's just brought an energy. I think it's no secret that since the trade deadline, the Braves pitching has not been the problem. They have pitched well, even with the bullpen a little bit leaking. Uh, to our standards, leaking. They're to everybody else's standards. They're still top notch, but really, really well. So we know it's the offense, and hopefully they'll get it going because here come the evil empire, and it's great pitching matchups. Let's go ahead and get into that. Tyler Glasnow is coming off the IL, so he'll be on a pitch limit. We talked about it in the hip coil, a little bit on the recap. He'd probably be like 80, 85 pitches, but as a pitching coach and as a former player, you know this. That depends on stressful pitches. If the Braves can put some stress on him, get him in deep counts, get some runners on base, make him pitch out of the stretch, that could go to 65 after 3 or 4. They're going to really monitor that because they need Glasnow in the postseason. We're going to throw Bryce Elder. Similar situation. Bryce has been nursing a little bit of an injury, nothing major. He gets to go on tonight. Great pitching matchup. Wednesday, we brought it up on the hip call, Andrew. Here's two guys who want to start in the postseason. Roki Sasaki wants to be the starter. AJ Smith-Shawver wants to be the starter. This is going to be an audition. Both of them in a big game. If not, they're just going to go to the bullpen. I mean, they're going to be pitching in postseason. There's no doubt those two will pitch in postseason. But where they start, Shawver, most likely in my eyes, has the best stuff to pitch number 3 for us. And Sasaki, in their eyes, probably has the best stuff to pitch probably number 4 in theirs. And then Thursday, forget it. We got another Mizorowski sale. We got Yamamoto sale. Probably the first team to 3 runs wins that game. We told you that going into the Brewers series. Brewers scored 2. We scored 1. Dubon almost won the game for us. He had a ball on the knob right to right fielder. What do you think about – yeah, he just missed. Yep. What do you think about the pitching matchups? Great pitching matchup.
Braves country, if you're ready for the postseason, this is what you could possibly see in the NLDS or the NLCS right here, right now. Starting off with game 1 is I don't know if you guys have said this on the recap or the hip call. Is this going to be Glasnow's first start back or okay? So, in my opinion, advantage Braves, make him work. We know he can be a little bit wild sometimes, but Bryce has pitched really well against the Dodgers in his career when we're all kind of down on him. And 2023, 2024, and then last year at Truist Park, Sunday Night Baseball, he went out there and threw 7 innings, gave up 1 run, and he pitched well against them earlier this year. I like Bryce in this matchup. Bryce shows up for these big games, and I'm really excited to see him pitch tonight. Game 2, yeah, exactly what you said. I don't know what else to say other than if Wednesday night both pitchers show that they can start and they pitch well, there's your number 3 for us. There's possibly your number 3 or number 4 for the Dodgers. If they don't pitch well, I think the Dodgers could do exactly what they did last year with Sasaki and put him in the bullpen and let him close because with his fastball and his, I'm going to use the Kodai Senga ghost ball, whatever he throws. That's lethal in the 9th inning. And then AJ, he with that high velocity fastball, I want to see AJ in the postseason with his 3rd stint in Atlanta Braves postseason. And then Thursday, I'm going to try and get tickets for this game, Sale and Yamamoto. If I was say Nashville's going to get the next team, if I'm with the Nashville baseball team and I got to pick one pitcher to start my team off, I'm either going with the Miz or Yamamoto. And that's nothing on Chris Sale. They're just younger. And what an elite pitching matchup that we have Thursday night. And like you said, first team to 3 probably wins that game. And we have not hit Yoshi well. The Dodgers have not hit Chris Sale all that well. They usually maybe score 1 or 2 runs off of him. I don't know how many we've ever scored off Yoshi. So that'll be a tough one. But I really like these pitching matchups, Ken.
Yeah, the key will be for both teams to get the pitch counts on all three of these pitchers and get into the bullpen. The problem that the Dodgers run into is they run into a Braves bullpen that is pretty healthy, pretty good. I know we're still missing Suarez, but it has leaked a little bit, so they probably want to get in our bullpen. But their bullpen, we definitely want to get into. Other than they got a couple of kids. They got a kid throws 100 miles an hour. Reminds me of Bruce Dog. And then they got Tanner Scott at the back of it. But we've hit Tanner in the past. Michael Harris probably the best hitting Tanner because he sits fastball and he adjusts to the slider. He only has two pitches. So I think both teams is trying to get into the bullpen. I think that's where this series favors the Braves a little bit. Glasnow's on a pitch count. Sasaki, God bless him. He's got great stuff, but he is all over the place a lot of the times. And if his splitter is really diving, you can just spin on it. And he has a tough time getting out of the fifth inning. Now you look, Yamamoto may go complete game. So that's the difference. They'll probably best he can do is probably get to the seventh. That's where the H factor does come in a little bit. And Chris has these little weird innings where he gets off on his slider. Yamamoto throws the kitchen sink, so he can go to so many pitches. But I think the Braves are a slight favorite in that. As far as the lineup, it's weird. We have had bad results against Glasnow. A lot of 1-for-10s, 1-for-8s, 2-for-8s. The one guy who has hit him is Mike Yastrzemski. Mike Yastrzemski's hitting 333 with an 8-something OPS. That bodes well. He's faced him a lot. We don't get Glasnow a lot in Atlanta. For some reason, we get him a lot in Dodger Stadium, so this is going to be interesting here. Lineup-wise, the Dodgers are very formidable, of course. They don't have swing and miss. They foul a lot of pitches off, Andrew. They get you deep in counts. That's a worrisome. Overall, we know they're one of the best in baseball. What do you think of the Dodgers lineup?
Well, it's coming in a little bit different than what we would think or what we might see in October with Andy Pages is now out. He's been really good for them this year. I'm not sure if they'd have. I don't think they win a bunch of their games earlier in the year without Andy Pages, while struggled. But I mean, it's very top heavy, and when Mookie, Shohei, Freddie, Muncy, Teoscar, and Tucker are going, I mean, I don't know if anybody can beat that. But on paper, this series lineup, I actually give it. I think on paper it goes to the Braves. I think the Braves are a little bit more healthy in the lineup, but hopefully the Braves bats can wake up because I like the Braves bats against two of the three pitchers.
I do too, and for Braves fans to think that Alton Riley had a bad first few months of the season, Mookie Betts was worse. And without Andy Pages, the Dodgers would have been a little bit more mortal. But tells you how good they are. They've had some guys struggle, had some injuries. One of their big guns, Will Smith, he's been out forever. And
that's to me, and with their lineup, because I think he holds that group. Like you got stars right there, and then you just plug Will Smith in at 4 because he's so good with runners on. He doesn't strike out. He hits the ball to the opposite field. Doesn't matter if it's going to be a single or he'll just give you 30 homers. That's a big one for me. Is them to where their success is not having Will Smith. What can they do without him? And I think he's secretly on their entire team, secretly a top 5 player on that team.
Yeah, I agree, and the rushing is also defensively. I mean, you saw the interaction between him and Shohei, the interaction between him and Sasaki one time, even the interaction with him and Yamamoto one time. That it's not getting on the same page. They got a little frustrated with him. He's a young catcher, and he's got a lot of mental growing up to do. He's out. He's hurt, but yeah, it's big. I think that if the Braves,
Is Rushing hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
He's banged up.
You guys.
Yeah. So, but he may play this weekend. I don't know if he's back yet, but he's been hurt. So they've gone through their bad stretch. If you thought the Brewers beating us 2 out of 3 was a bad thing, they got beat 3 out of 4 by the Brewers. Brewers are definitely playing the best baseball in the National League. Them and the Phillies, who got smoked last night. Thank you, Seattle. And they may get smoked all series. Seattle throwing their big three against them like they did us. So
Thank you,
not
Julio.
an easy thing. Huh?
Thank you, Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, they pounded Zach Wheeler. I don't think Zach's looked that bad all year, so they lit him up. There was nothing fluky about the way the Mariners hit. Cal Raleigh hit 2 home runs last night, so
Him.
outstanding. So he's hitting Cal Raleigh. I know we're getting off track here. Cal Raleigh's got a 1.3 OPS over the last 10 games. If he gets hot, the Mariners are going to win the West, and they're a formidable team in the American League. We've always kept saying the Rays, the Yankees, the only 2 teams that can win the World Series out of there. If he gets hot with that pitching staff, add a third team, add the Mariners. The Mariners could sneak through that thing because the American League is diluted.
If that happens, I think we could possibly see an NLCS if the bracket lines up right. Boston versus Seattle. I would love that. I would love a Boston versus Seattle. The pitching matchups that would be great. The offense we got, especially because we all know Julio Rodriguez is a player that shows up August through October. And if Cal Raleigh gets going and Randy Rosarena for in all his postseason success, oh boy, we could see Seattle in the World Series.
And getting Ward has helped them. Ward is over 900 OPS since he joined the Mariners, so he's been red hot. So he's they may be coming, and the Astros fired Dana Brown, so the Astros could be in serious trouble. That was a weird firing. So let's get how we think the series is going to go. Very good series. I'm going to make a guarantee, which I never do, in our predictions here. But how do you see the series going?
I think the pitching favors the Braves, and I think the Braves coming off a big momentous win on Sunday night, playing loose, will let them play loose in this series, and I think they take 2 of 3 from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
I'm going to guarantee they take 2 out of 3. Brian jumped back. I just like the way that we look Sunday night. Hope they don't disappoint us. It always seems like when we have this really good loose game, we always get a day off. But I'm glad we did get the day off just to recalibrate our bullpen, which is huge. You saw Didier with a few days off, how he looked fresh again, throwing 100 miles an hour. I think the same thing will go with Dylan Dodd. That we had used Didier and Dylan way too much. I mean, had to because we had a lot of close games. But I think it was good to get Dylan some rest in the Brewers series. I think Dylan's going to come out fresh. Dodd. Dylan Lee looks fresh again. He threw the ball well. And Iggy's the one that looks like he could use. We need Suarez back so Iggy could probably take a few days off. You don't have to put him on the IL, but maybe just let him rest in the bullpen. So,
and a lot of that kind of falls on the shoulders of the former Brave, now Tyler Kinley. He had some struggles. Suarez injury. If Hurston was able to stay up and stay healthy, who knows what they could have done with Hurston and stuff like that. So hopefully, Lopez is coming back soon. We'll see what they do with Lopez and, maybe others in this rotation, Grant, AJ, whatever. I'm just going to comment on the bullpen. Bullpen, you guys have been great, but we need you now more than ever for the next 12 weeks. That's just me maybe sugarcoating it, but we need you for the next 12 weeks. And I think you guys can do it. You guys have been clutch all year. Hopefully we get our horse back in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, and ride from there. So, but I got a question for you, Ken, on the bullpen. What do you think about J.R. Ritchie's looked pretty darn good. Do you think he, in AAA, do you think they may bring him back up at some point and use him in the bullpen, especially for the playoffs?
I don't know if they'll bring him back up during the season, but he'll be in the postseason mix. That's the thing with postseason. You can add anybody. And look, he's got a ways to go, but it's not out of the realm that Joe Jimenez doesn't end up throwing in the postseason here. I mean, it's weird. They're going to throw their best 13 pitchers out there when they get to the postseason. Whoever that best 13 is in their eyes, they're going to throw. The one guy that will get us through the regular season's Brent Suter. Brent Suter's been everything we need him to be. He's come over and thrown the ball well. So yeah, he's Lane Thomas has hit left-handed pitching. That's what he's supposed to do. All three of the guys we acquired at the trade deadline have done exactly what we needed them to do. And all y'all who want more out of them, that's not why we required them. What we need is the core group to finally get going together at the same time. They have not done that all year. They have not been like, and I'm glad. I'm glad we're 21 games over 500, and that core six have not had a stretch where they're all hot. It's going to come. And to your point, this is about the time that the night shift turned it on. So let's get this, whatever this we're going to call this bullpen, turn it on right now. And I thought I saw the rested arms of Fuentes and Lee look better, and I think Dylan Dodd's going to look aces this week. And he'll be pivotal against the Dodgers because he can come in and get Mookie Betts out. He does really well against right-handed pitching. Teoscar, those kind of spots. So we'll see. Who's your pick to click on the starters? Which one of these three starters has the biggest start this series?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say AJ Smith-Shawver. I think he's a gamer. I've met AJ a few times when I worked at the stadium. That kid's got some kahunas, and that kid's a gamer, and he wants a game like this. This is his type of game. Use that fastball and go out and attack. Get some early outs against that Dodgers lineup. So I'm going AJ.
I think it's out on a limb. I think AJ Smith-Shawver's got the biggest game of the day. It's just for me personally, and we love Jason, his dad, who follows us, and Jason knows himself. This is a big test for AJ, and all Braves country needs AJ Smith pitch well because AJ Smith-Shawver is the most likely our number 3 in the postseason, or at least 4 in that road mix. And he could help us in the bullpen if needed in the first series. Reliever, I'll go ahead. I've already kind of hinted to mine. Dylan Dodd, with the rest, let's see Dylan back up. And he wasn't much velocity. It was getting his cutter for strikes. I mean, if he got in trouble, he hadn't walked nobody all year, and all of a sudden his last outings where he'd walk a batter, walk 2 batters, walk a batter. He was walking. So I think that's what I want to see from Dylan. Back with the control on the cutter and spotting it down in the corner and front foot on the right-handed batters. So I'm going to go Dylan Dodd. Who's the reliever for you that has the big moment this week?
I'm going to go the other lefty and Dylan Lee. I think he's looked real. I think he's back being super fresh, like he was earlier in the year. His fastball Sunday night looked really good. Had a little bit of life on it too, and I think he plays well against the Dodgers, and I believe that he'll pitch really well.
Be great. He's going to get Ohtani. It's going to be a fun matchup when he gets Ohtani this series. So and Freddie. So he'll get that. That's what he'll go. He'll go Ohtani and Freddie. All right. So pick the clicks at the plate. We need everybody to get going. Money Mike, Dubon are the two guys who have started hitting. Dubon hit the whole road trip. Dubon literally, and then Austin Riley has hit well this trip. I will tell you that Ryan went against what he said all year, and he's went Austin Riley. And he said if he does not do it this week, he's never going to pick him again the rest of the season. But he's already said that once and picked him. So we'll see Andrew. He's got Austin Riley. Who you got as your pick to clip?
Go Drake Baldwin. I think he needs to get out of a little bit of a slump. I think he, more than almost anyone in the lineup, needed a day off. And I think he started swinging the bat a little bit better. The swings looked better. And then on the road, in the latter part of the road trip, just need him to find some hard contact. And one big base hit from Drake Baldwin, I think will get him right back where he's normal. And going Drake.
He just got to stop swinging through fastballs. That's the biggest thing. I hope Drake does get it going. His OPS is down to 780 for the year. That's how bad he's been. So I'm going to go Ronald Acuna Jr. Ronnie plays well against the Dodgers. He loves playing in these big moments, and he matches up well. And I'm going to go Ronald Acuna Jr. So There we go. I'm on the road still, as you can tell. When you get these shots, I'm in a hotel room somewhere. So Andrew can give us a live. Hopefully, Andrew will get to the game Thursday, especially. Give us some live reports. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Just a quick final thought. Just play loose, guys. It's what you're paid to do is play loose, and you got a 3.5, 4 game lead, whatever it is, 3.5. Go out and have some fun this week. All eyes will be on you around the league, and it's time to go shine and play loose and have some fun because this is a team you'll most likely see in the playoffs.
Yep. Hopefully we do get to see him in the playoffs. That would be deep, probably. I will say this. My final thought is the Phillies pointed to our last – I know the Braves fans didn't realize, but the Phillies pointed that road trip as a chance to catch up. They did catch up. The Braves, in general, have pointed to this road trip for the Phillies to gain games on them. Last night was a good start. You got to start winning these games. We have the Rockies and then a game against the Giants to finish out this homestand. There's no reason why this homestand shouldn't be a 5-2 homestand. And if we go 5-2 while they're on the West Coast with tough trips to Seattle, Angels and Detmers will. Detmers is pitching this weekend against them, so that's a good thing. And then they finish with the Diamondbacks, who will be fighting and clawing. And so this is a chance to get that lead back up to 4, 5, 6 games and going into September and definitely before we play them. So we'll get out of here. Love you, Braves country. And as always, peace.